Oreo, shut up. Seriously. Oh, my God. Love my cat. Here we go. Or even the cat wants me to get things started. Welcome back, everyone, to Total Nonstop Impact. Impact Talk for Impact fans right here on the YouTube and the Twitch and wherever you folks get your podcast audio worldwide, baby. We got Mr. Front Row Bill in the house tonight. Before we get things started, Bill, number one, how are you doing?
Doing good, J-Bone. Doing good.
I got a question. I got a question for you.
Oh, let me know, Jay. What's the question?
So I saw someone from the show getting kind of chummy with you, you know, like in the front row there. And
chummy?
Yeah, you know how, you know, people see you from TNA, they recognize you, they high five you, they give you a hug or whatever, you know, slap your hand, whatever. The hometown man.
Hometown man.
The hometown man.
Hometown man.
Now this is my first time seeing the hometown man because I missed like the week.
Tempe's favorite son.
Except, where was this?
Tempe.
Was this still?
Tempe,
oh, it still was. Okay, all right. So he's still the hometown. Man,
he's wearing a Charles Barkley jersey. Yeah, he's all about the Phoenix area. We'll see. I have a sneaking suspicion he could be a Pittsburgh town man. We'll see.
You think so? So you think he's going to show up? So you think he's going to show up for the tapings coming up tomorrow and Saturday that you're going to?
I have a sneaking suspicion that maybe he'll wear a Pirates, Steelers, or Penguino jersey.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
We'll see.
I'm guessing baseball. That'd be my guess.
Could be baseball. I would think because you go obviously you go a sweater in hockey. Might be a little too warm for a sweater. So a baseball jersey, maybe a little McCutcheon action. He could be hip with the times and go a little skeins. But
there you go. So and they kept on mentioning the name Cody, as in Cody Deaner.
Who?
Cody Deaner. I thought Cody Deaner was done.
He's gone.
Yeah. He lost his match against All Odds. So I don't know why they're like referencing him as, I mean, for all we know, it could be the same guy that's under the mask for, you know, Americano. Whatever his face is. Know. Although
there were a lot of TNA people at that AAA show, so
the muscle structure is a little different, so maybe not quite. But anyways, but yeah, I just, you know, so I was just like, you know, I thought maybe you got pretty close to him. Thought maybe you had a hint of who's under the mask.
Who's under the mask? Oh, I never ask who's under the mask, J-Bone. I just assume it's a hometown man.
I know you're a respectable fan, as many of us are. So,
yeah, who knows?
Just curious.
He's got a big bushy beard.
We gotta hit the hard topics
of a
here,
big
Bill.
Bushy beard. But speaking of the big bushy beard of the hometown man, J-Bone, I do want to give a shout out to Dr. Gerbs and his super chat, $20. Madvocat, MADVOCAT. You already know. Get the scent of the complete beard: vanilla, bourbon, black pepper, birch. Scent of the complete Mac Cardona, made with all natural ingredients, can even be used as an aftershave. Hint, hint, poke, poke. Gotta go. Who knows? Maybe the hometown man could use some of this because he's got a nice beard.
And my beard's finally coming in, so maybe I gotta order.
Had a guy bone, man.
Order some of this. Rub up.
Yes, as Bo's Baby saying, they did post the theme music for the hometown man to the YouTube the other day. Looks like he's here to stay because he's a hometown man. Everybody in the chat,
because I heard the song, and you think of like things that were like similar theme songs of the past, and you know what I thought of first as far as like people singing their songs and stuff like that. James Storm.
James Storm. Okay.
Almost said, I've been listening to a lot of James Brown lately. I almost said James Brown. No, not James Brown. James Storm.
Brown.
It's like because he did his own song towards the end of his career.
He did.
Yeah. Okay.
He did.
All right.
I like that. Good pull, J-Bone. Good pull.
But I'm assuming it's not James Storm underneath the mask. He's virtual.
You never know.
I think he's pretty well out of the game now. I think he's doing more acting than
well. Speaking of James Storm, J-Bone, we might as well hit the big news. J-Bone's news. It's a birthday. It's a celebration. It's an anniversary today, J-Bone. Because James Storm was one of many former TNA talents and many current TNA talents that wish the company the best today. Because it is the 23rd anniversary of TNA wrestling, J-Bone.
23. It is. That's wild. It's it's one thing to look at a company like WWE, but it's another thing to look at a company like this. This is seriously the company that we've been following and being known as, the little train that could, or the underdog, or, feeling anything like that. It's been a lot of fun watching this company not necessarily go through the hardships, it has been, but to rise above everything. Hardships. Yeah. And because that was when I really started covering it heavily, was, I walked away from it for a bit. I was like, it's just, not my cup of tea. And I got back into it, and then, finally joined you guys, and, a handful of years ago. And man, it's been a ride watching this company just grow now. And especially the Anthem era. And someone, it was either Cultaholic or one of those, covered the GFW years, did a little kind of like mini documentary on them. And it was entertaining. It was very entertaining. So if you guys find it, go ahead and give it a watch. I mean, love it or hate it, it was a wild time in TNA to see that happen. But hey, let's get into the. You were just giving us a hint of that, Bill. What's in the box?
Talking about the Anthem era here. I do got a little box here, a little TNAmerch.com.
Ooh,
let's see what's in the box. Any guesses, J-Bone?
Well, they do have that line that just dropped.
Oh, well, that wouldn't be here already. Although no,
that'd be crazy.
Share screen a Rooney that, J-Bone.
I think I will.
Some
while you're getting that, let me. It is some fun stuff.
Can anyone tell you?
Oh, 8 items.
As glorious as I thought it would be, J-Bone.
Oh, you got the hat.
Oh, the Carlos hat.
The Carlos hat, the president's hat. Oh my goodness! Now I can't tell on the
yeah.
camera. Is that like a silver or
It is. Let's get an extreme close up. Extreme
is
close up.
that embroidered too? Ooh, that's
It
nice.
is. Ooh.
Wow. Snapback. Okay. All right.
Snapback.
Ready for summer. It's got to keep the head cool, but look stylish at the same time. I like it. So we're talking about this merch drop. They're dropping new merch every week, but this is kind of like their summertime drop. Let me do a little. Let me get rid of this tab. I don't need this one. All right. Just trying to make it easy on myself. Here we go. Merch drop June 2025. Check this out, folks. We got the TNA divided hoodie. So you got like black on one side and red on the other. That looks pretty slick. Next to that, to the right, is a baseball jersey. You got a basketball jersey, which is sleeveless. You got the embroidered TNA logo on that kind of a stormy looking black and gray shirt, kind of tie-dye-ish. And then they got a backpack looking just like the hoodie. So, you you're looking slick. You got to have the gear to go with it. Now this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted, Bill. I'm trying to convince my wife to let me get this. The TNA crop top, the TNA logo crop top. What do you think, Bill?
I think that's got you written all over it, J-Bone.
I think I can.
A little navel bone.
I'm thinking, I think I can pull off the what was the security guy's name that was helping Chris Jericho back in the day? He always had the security crop top on, didn't he? That's what I'm thinking. Rest in peace. I can't think of his name, but he passed away a few years ago. But
I gotta imagine we may see one or two of the wrestlers wearing the crop. Like I could see Casey Navarro in the crop top. He kind of makes his shirts crop tops anyway.
Yes.
Maybe that Nikki Nemeth. Who knows? But I see some crop tops in the future for some on the roster.
Yeah, and then it's got the TNA hat. Now it's a corduroy hat. Okay, so the material itself is a little. Okay, so it's got one of those like straps. It's not the snapback, but it's got the dad hat strap in the back that's adjustable. So that's a nice hat. And then the summer tour T-shirt with the logo on the side. Let me just click on this. This looks kind of like faded. Look at this logo. Look at this logo.
Yeah,
it's got kind of a classic, almost like a Hard Rock Cafe looking kind of feel to it. I like it.
Distressed. I like it.
They need they do have my size. Hot damn. Yeah, I might have to get that. But there you go. Summer tour merch. If you're showing up at the TNA show, go dressed in style, man.
There you go.
I don't know exactly who's all been doing what. It used to be one of those things where we knew back in the day, we knew exactly who was all doing what behind the scenes. So many new faces have, changed the course of the company in a good way. And I don't know who's all covering the merch now, but man, their merch game has changed.
Yeah, a lot of options. Lot like if you're a person that likes merch, wants merch, like there was a time where TNA wasn't releasing a ton of new merch. But right now it's common. I won't say they're a wrestling promotion. Well, they're really a t-shirt company that acts like a wrestling promotion. But they are the best of both worlds. Like new talent gets shirts, established talents get shirts, the different themes and all get them. So yeah, a lot of options, and they go like, hey, that the President Carlos has the hat that becomes a meme. They produce that. Like I said, I was pushing them. Once I saw that hat, I'm like, you should sell that hat. And bam, they do it. So I had
Look at that.
I put my wallet where my mouth was, and
right.
had purchased. So just like everything else, like they got all the Hardy gear, the Hendry gear, like they're hitting the right notes. Just like, hey, every time, how many new versions of a t-shirt has John Cena had, and they're always on it. Like that's the thing. Like without it seeming like you're just randomly putting stuff out there. It seems like there's a purpose, but they're on it. So kudos to the gang. And we know it's a lot of the people we know are involved in a lot of this. Like obviously, you have Ingrid and Johnny Bravo and a lot of other people involved. Like a lot of, it does remind me a little bit of the ECW days, because obviously Tommy, Bully, Taz, like they were all involved. Like they did the merch. Like they were actually shipping it out and all. So there's that's what still, like TNA, as they get bigger and bigger, there's still, that's why that family atmosphere, locker room, like they're still not, they won't feel like the big guy, even if they are working with bigger and bigger partners.
Right. And that's a beautiful side of it. You know, they truly are. They're not so corporate that they don't feel like a family. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it's the only thing that they're striking out on, sad to say, is the action figure dilemma.
Yeah, like that's not an easy thing. Just like a video game, which we saw companies get burned by that. It's not a quick process, and there can be, obviously you've seen it. That's a tough industry because you got to make so many, and then if not, you're doing specialty runs like custom runs. That's when they become more and more expensive. But then, as we've seen, a lot of these companies, like, it's tough. Like, unless you're like a real established one, and it's a lot of these are trying to get off the ground type companies with not a ton of history. And we've kind of seen that, like because obviously you have some people with some contacts, and we know there's some other ones out there. And is it the style, like, are the whole figures with the like more like your style, the kind of figures you want and a lot of the other fans want, are they to where they should be going? Like you look at like the big rubber guys that Cardona and Myers do, they can knock those out. Like just like the micro brawlers and stuff, like, well, even those have long lead times, but like they're able, like they have a good process. Like those get out like it feels like within a couple months. But you're talking action figures, and MLW had this problem. Like by the time they're made, a lot of the roster, like you got to assume someone's going to be there for at least 2 years from inception to production.
And that happens once in a while with the WWE. Someone finally gets an action figure, and what do you know, they got cut. And it's going to happen. You know, it still happens to this day. And there's no avoiding that. That's just, you know, not everyone knows all the ups and downs of careers and contracts and everything. So yeah, they said a few months ago, they said April, then they said summertime. The problem is Powertown, even with the new people involved and some of these legends, no one's getting back to anyone. It's very poor business. And I'm hoping that TNA, as they grow, can maybe get to a point where even if they get a contract, say through Mattel, and they start, you know,
that's big.
They could start producing like WWE figs, and even though they wouldn't be maybe producing the amount, sell them through Ringside Collectibles, or sell them or make them exclusive through Target, you know, like 1 or 2 sites. That way, you don't have to worry about making, you know, 50,000 Moose figures.
Yeah.
You can make a limited run, do a pre-sale, and make it exclusive to certain sites, and it would work
who knows?
so
Maybe
much better.
Just like with the video game, and you're starting to see a little hint of TNA downloadable characters. Maybe the same thing. Like maybe there is like a TNA special action figure. Hey, maybe go old school, J-Bone. Do you remember the old mail away action figures?
Oh yeah, yeah. I like
it was G.I. Joe had Sergeant Slaughter,
right.
Clark
I
Kent
got
with the
that
old
one.
DC. But then even like Undertaker, there was the one that had the coat early on during the classic days. The like you're talking like what is it, 94-ish, 95-ish. So like maybe Joe Hendry mail away figure, something like that. Say his name and mail away. What's this mail? Mail?
You've got mail. All right. And we've got another super chat here. Thank you very much to Bell's Boy. Thanks for the $20 spot, brother. Much love. Says, greetings, gentlemen. Question. If I may, did you guys see TNA Prez Carlos Silva at Sunday's Triple Mania Regia? Okay. Putting the X Division belt to Moose. And do you think Elijah's shoulders injury puts a kibosh on Slam plans? See ya. Quite possibly. I have not heard. I've just heard today that he's banged up, so I don't know to what degree. If he's not on the tapings, if he's not advertised on the tapings coming up for tomorrow and Saturday, maybe he could play a tune during the show and not wrestle. I don't know. It's there's always a possibility. I try to look at the big picture and see what he's capable of doing. He's always very entertaining. He can always come out mid-show, get the crowd riled up, and hey, let's go. We still got, X amount of matches to go. Let's sing some songs and walk this way, and you know what he does. So who knows? It sucks, but we'll see.
Okay.
So, but thank you, Bell's Boy.
Yes. Yeah, we'll have to keep our eye on Elijah.
So yeah, super chats are always welcome. It's a great way to help support the show. But by no means, we don't ask everyone to give $20. Is what some of these folks like to give. You want to give a buck or two. It's a great way to help support the show bit by bit. But thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Make sure you're smashing that like button too, and hit that sub button if you're new here, digging the content. Slammiversary, yeah. Let me go on the site real quick and see if there's any. I know there's they were hinting at the few matches tonight. Let me see
for official
any official additions. Okay, nothing on the news site. Let me jump on the events page. Let me jump on the Slammiversary card. As of tomorrow, it's officially a month away. Leon Slater looks to make history in the X Division title match with Moose at Slammiversary. That's still the only one there. But I got a feeling they were hinting at some other stuff tonight. But we still got a month. We got tapings tomorrow. We'll get into some stuff. We'll see. So, Jason, I heard from other people during the live reaction, Mr. Rosario here saying, Jason Hotch re-signed with TNA. Yeah. That's a great sign. So, they got plans. You can tell there's things unfolding with that group. So we've for those that are fans of the Great Hands and Jason Hotch, I gotta say it a million times. You just gotta be patient. Just gotta be patient.
Yes.
Let's see here.
All about Jason Hodge from the get-go, so I'm very happy to hear that.
Yeah. Looking at the news page here. Oh, this is interesting. All right. Special guest commentator, color commentator. TNA Wrestling welcomes Pittsburgh's own Mark Madden.
Of the WCW?
Yeah. I'm like, okay, I recognize that name, and I'm trying to, like, I recognize the picture, but I'm trying to remember what he looked like back in the day. Was that from?
That was back in the day.
That goes back. I'm trying to put a year on it. Do you remember what year about? Because I jumped back into watching around 98-ish. Like kind of at the start of the whole NWO thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would probably be.
Oh, here we go.
He was there for a while, 92 to 01.
It said, if I would just read. It says Madden worked with WCW from 93 to 2000 and appeared on camera on WCW Monday Nitro broadcast in 2000 with his brash over-the-top commentary and trademark Hawaiian shirts. At WCW, Madden helped pioneer streaming and wrestling in the internet world. Madden can be heard afternoons WXDX 105.9 FM, top-rated sports radio station in the city. And that is in Pittsburgh. So yes, interesting.
And that's mainly what it's for now. Like there is that WCW nostalgia, but it was really like his biggest spot was like at the end, like post-Heenan for the most part on color.
I'm gonna have to look up some old videos.
You're talking like WCW 2000, not a great era, other than like AJ, before it obviously comes to TNA. So it's that right before TNA begins era.
Yeah. So,
but
all right, so there's that
radio personality to drum up some interest. So can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. Now there's also here, they already got the photo gallery up for tonight's show. That's awesome. Go check that out when you have time. TNAWrestling.com. So I missed NXT this week. And it says here that because TNA covers all the TNA, related stuff from NXT, and it puts it on their news page to keep you updated with stuff. Elijah was on there, and he tagged with Josh Briggs and Yoshiki Inamura. And apparently, Inamura pinned Trick Williams in this match.
He did.
And he now this is interesting. And this actually caused some controversy tonight on the show. Tom Hannafin seemed to be a little taken back by this. But he said that Inamura gifted Josh Briggs his title shot, and he's going to get that next week on NXT television against Trick Williams.
Interesting.
So I don't understand why, but apparently they're making it sound like Inamura wants to go after the NXT title shot, so that's why he did it or something. I don't know. But it's like he's just being a buddy. I don't know. But it's
just being a buddy.
Right, because no one does that in wrestling. Like, oh, here's my title shot. No one does
my title
that.
Shot.
Right.
Take my title shot, please.
I'd like to, take my wife, please. like Rodney Dangerfield. Oh, that woke her up. Made it sound like we're get no respect. We're talking about this guy that did something in wrestling that doesn't make much sense to fans, and Bill made it sound like a Rodney Dangerfield thing. And so I threw in the "take my wife, please." Not obviously talking about you, honey, so don't worry. I'm gonna get a frying pan thrown my direction.
No.
Anyway.
Hello.
Oh, she said, "Somebody please take me." Wow. Okay.
There
you
you
heard
go.
it here first.
Cheeky is on loan from Pro Wrestling Noah, who wants a shot at Oba's NXT title.
Oh, that's
purpose,
what it is.
One purpose.
Okay, so that's where. Okay, yeah, because I know what's going on in NXT, but I don't know everything that's going on in NXT as far as, obviously TNA has a relationship with NXT, and we see him going back and forth. I didn't realize we had people going back and forth between NXT and Noah, which I think is great. You saw that in NXT 7 years ago? Eddie Edwards was the Noah world champ.
Yes, the old Noah world champ.
Something to that effect. So, Mayor says, "Where's the Canadian flag?"
Canadian flag is in the car, along with an American flag. I got all flags in the car.
There you go. Always ready to travel, right, Bill?
Yes, but I know Mayor's taking the joy, so congratulations to the Florida Panthers on another Stanley Cup. In that hockey hotbed of Florida. He just keeps winning Stanley Cups. I'm not going to say it has to do with the taxes, but it might have something to do with the taxes for free agents. And congrats to former Flyers goalie, Sergei Bobrovsky, who's been the goalie for those teams. So,
yeah.
Oh, Bell's boy going with a little Rodney Dangerfield. I told my doctor I got water on the knee. He gave me a sponge and raised his fee. That may have been a little bit more Dice style, but we'll take it.
It's similar. They got it. Yeah, they got it. Yeah, it's similar. The exaggerated style. It's all good. Any other news you want to talk about, Bill? I can't. I've been a little out of touch with the news game lately.
Out of touch with the news game.
Anything you've heard through the grapevine? Anything?
Did I hear it through the grapevine? There were some matches announced. Well, we'll get into that later in the show because obviously we know some matches coming up in Pittsburgh. They didn't. What they advertised for next week, and right. So we'll get into that later.
Oh, here, this. Okay, I just found this.
Yes,
for TNA Plus. TNA Plus launches free tier with exclusive live
stream tomorrow
of Impact from Pittsburgh on June 20th.
Tomorrow.
Are you serious?
So technically, J-Bone, you got to see. Let me. Are you working tomorrow?
I am. Let me.
Okay. So, because this is an interesting dynamic. It's going to be live on the app only tomorrow, but then that episode's going to air in this spot next Thursday.
That's crazy.
If you're on the TNA Plus app, you will watch the show live. However, that will be the show on Thursday next week. It's early access.
So does that mean it's going to stay on the app? or are they going to take it down and then replay it?
I
and edit
believe
it?
it's going to be live only.
Oh man.
And then you'll have to watch it along with I believe it will not be the library because it will then air on Thursday of next week.
Okay. Let me. What is tomorrow? It's 20th. What time is it on? What time is it live?
Normal, it would be the normal 8 o'clock Eastern, I believe, is when they're going live.
Oh, okay.
So it'd be like the normal 8 to 10 Eastern. So it would be 7 to 9 your time.
Okay. I'm just gonna miss it. I'm working a short shift, but from 4 to 9:30. I'm just gonna miss it. Damn, that's interesting. But that's pretty cool though. So yeah, to mark the occasion, TNA Plus will live stream an episode of Impact for free on Friday, June 20th from the UPMC Event Center on the campus of Robert Morris University in Pittsburgh, the hometown of TNA star Elijah. Well, hopefully he'll make the show.
Yeah, that would be too bad. Yeah, since he's the local boy. Local boy done good.
Really? Yeah. In addition to high energy in-ring action, fans can expect a special birthday celebration for Elijah, making the night even more memorable. This is a huge moment for TNA, said Carlos Silva, president of TNA Wrestling. The response to our growing momentum has been incredible, and it continues to build every week with the launch of a free tier on TNA Plus. We're opening the door for everyone to watch TNA, whether you're a longtime fan or brand new to the product. It's never been easier to jump in and experience what makes TNA so special. Then it says, by registering for the free tier, fans can watch a curated selection of classic and current video on demand content, stream the June 26th live episode of Impact for free with a sneak peek of on Friday night, June 20th. Discover top tier professional wrestling with a bunch of names, blah, 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 knockouts. Fans can download the app and we don't have to go into how you can do that, but that's all in the article here. And tickets are still available for the Pittsburgh area. If you're in the Pittsburgh area, get to the show. That sounds pretty special. So, all right. They're trying to make it as available as they can to this new growing audience, Bill, and I think it sounds amazing.
Yeah, the key is right now exposure. Get it in front of many eyes as possible. Make it easy to access. So that's what they're doing right now with the WWE partnership, showing up at AAA. All different ways to get this content in front of the end user. And that's the whole thing, because obviously it's all about the platform and getting on a bigger channel and things like that. And I saw, obviously, the president, Carlos Silva, he's on it. He's very interactive out there. I know, there's just random fans coming up with oh, they're talking to sci-fi. Once again, nothing really behind it, but he responds to it. He's we're looking to do something in this year. So that's the engagement. And obviously I've been fans of a lot of the other people that have been in charge over the years, and I think they've got it involved in ways, but he's doing it. He's very interactive with the fan base, especially the online fan base too. So, which is not an easy thing. You don't see many interacting at that level, and usually when it does, a lot of times it can blow up in your face. You give interviews and they don't make any sense, but so far so good. So good job everyone involved.
So and you mentioned going to sci-fi. They're trying like hell to get a new TV deal. It's a process, folks. It's a process.
I
You
think
can't just
the obvious places to look because of what happened in Canada is look at those WWE existing relationships.
right.
Because I think that's something, hey, if you can utilize it, utilize it. Not that that's a guarantee that's where it will wind up. I think they're obviously going out there, sizzle reels, talking about obviously the talent, the gates, the viewership, different ways of doing sponsorships. That can be to any network, honestly. Like if someone throws them a deal, and it's more of a streaming service versus a network, these are all possibilities.
Yeah, and I've never seen TNA pump out more nostalgia, like good nostalgia stuff.
Yeah,
Than
they've
they
always
have
been
been
good. Like if
lately.
something happens, even like obviously in other promotions, they're always quick to be like, "Hey, remember this?" Because I know, like,
Yeah.
actually, a lot of people got on Kurt Angle earlier this week, even members of the TNA roster, because he's like, because he kind of made a comment about all of his matches in TNA, like they should sell the library to like WWE or something for
Yeah.
everyone can access it. And everyone's like, oh, it's so easy to access it on TNA Plus. So use that as a way to really promote the app. So
yeah, there you go.
it's still there. I know the whole content library, which obviously was huge with WWE when they first launched their network, and now it's kind of an afterthought. Like that's not really important. That's not the purpose anymore. But with TNA, it is, because they do have a 23-year history that saw legends, up and comers, established stars over the years, and some of the best work from these performers. Like, hey, you want to see, like, I think most people at this point agree, like Kurt Angle's best run was TNA. And Kurt Angle is one of the best wrestlers of all time. AJ Styles' best run, TNA.
Yeah.
Like, and these are top of the line guys. Like, really, like Sting. Like obviously his post WCW run, but that was a good long time in TNA. So a lot of good things to get out of that app. And it is, I think Garrett had put it out there this week. It's the only company that you can access every television show. Every episode is available on the app now. Everyone.
Finally.
Hey, it took a while, but they got there.
Right.
Nobody else can. You can't get every WWE show. You can't get the every AEW show. It can't be done. So, but TNA, you can get every TNA show. And they're still working on Explosion. They have a bunch of Explosion, but they're still working on getting more, because that's really going deep. Because unless you were like international viewers or seeing it live, you didn't see any of those Explosion shows.
Right. Yeah. So, we'll see what happens. It's, having that connection with WWE absolutely is going to help them. And that the relationship with USA Network. And don't be discouraged when people start talking about sci-fi. Don't think it's going to be like 20 years ago where the mummy zombie showed up or whatever on ECW television.
Yeah,
when
sci-fi
is
just a network now, like everything else.
Don't worry about that. TNA would never go that route on a sci-fi. I mean, they may do. I mean, there's always a little goofy, corny stuff happening here and there on TNA, but it's nothing that would cause a decline of the show being on a different network. So, all right, shall we dive into tonight's episode, Bill?
Let's take a dive. Let's take a dip.
We only been jibber jabbering for about 45 minutes now, but that's okay.
Jibber jabber. That's enough jibber jabber.
Good discussion and great feedback from the audience. So thank you guys. Make sure you're smashing that like button, folks, as we dive in tonight's June 19th episode of Total Nonstop Action. starting out hot here with Sami Callihan versus Eric Young and his cronies. It's never one-on-one when it comes to Eric Young, and he's got these pardon the pun, young bucks with him. The Northern Armory, excuse me. Fun match. I heard what the guys in the UK show were calling Callihan. I won't repeat it here.
Whoa.
Oh, boy. It just not nice. Not nice. I jokingly said on the live reaction, I'm going to have to fine him or something. No, I'm not actually going to do that. I'm not doing that. But, just jokingly saying that as, as one of the main guys from TNI. I would never do. It's okay, Mayor. Thank you. Yeah, there you go. You can read it in the comments there. I won't repeat it because it's just naughty. So, I can giggle at it because I've certainly gained some pounds over the years myself, but I would never say that to someone else. But anyways, Eric Young versus Callihan. What'd you think, Bill?
Well, they obviously got two TNA guys, longtime TNA guys, OG there in EY, and now Callihan, like he's been through the whole Anthem era. So he feels as much of a TNA guy as anybody else at this point.
Right.
But obviously, pre-match, before the bell even rang, and then obviously Icarus with the chair at the end there too. Mm-hmm. It pays to have friends in wrestling, and that got the Northern Armory the win here over Sami. They looked like they were in agreement about like having issues with Trick and stuff like that. But when they went head to head here, we'll see, because Sami. We'll see where Sami goes. We know EY's been kind of hovering, like he's been getting shots at like the X Division title. He's kind of showing interest in like maybe Trick in some way. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if these guys have more or if it's going to go in another direction.
Yeah,
Sami can't be happy with how that ended.
No, certainly not. But Eric Young is so unhinged as of late. It's hard to picture him being focused enough to go after a title. Because he just wanders around. I mean, he's like, man.
When he was trying to come into the building, that backstage one, he was just all over the place. We didn't even know what to say about him.
He was talking to walls and shadows and all sorts of. I mean, he's starting to act like. I'm starting to think he might be related to George Animal Steel a little bit.
Oh,
man! If you've seen the old footage, man, it's what
George
I'm
Animal
about.
Steel, the actor.
The teacher. I saw. So before he became his famous turnbuckle chewing infamous self, in the mid to late 80s, I saw a promo that he did prior to all that. Oh my God, it's so weird to hear him talk.
You need to be like a wild man.
Like I've heard interviews of him, years later, talking about his career and stuff, like right before he passed. But I was like, what is this? It's crazy. So yeah, Eric Young and his crew get a win here. We'll have to see where this goes for Eric Young in the future, leading up to Slammiversary, and also for Callihan. Where's this going to lead for him? Next we got the Order 4 Summit. Been looking forward to this. It feels like Ali's group is his movement is crumbling underneath his feet, is what it feels like. You know, there's a lot of tension. There's a lot of controversy. And I want our audience to chime in on this too, because a lot of uncomfortable conversations being had here. He talked to Tasha Steelz first, and then he talked to Jason Hotch, and then last but certainly not least, he talked to John Skyler, and just kind of seeing where Skyler's been the last few weeks, kind of hovering in the middle, like not really defending one side or the other, just kind of looking in from the outside. Bill, tonight he cracked. What did you think about the end of this summit?
I'll tell you, J-Bone, I was surprised. I didn't know if Skyler had it in him, if he had the backbone to do it, because of what we saw previously. He seemed like the one that was most committed to the cause. He believed in Ali the most. Didn't seem as phased as we saw, obviously, Tasha and Hotch in recent weeks, and but this you could tell it was festering up. He went over. He it wasn't going to sit with him, and dare I say, the first time in his TNA career, I cheered John Skyler, J-Bo.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was very excited for this.
Skyler.
Yeah. It shows that things are really starting to change slowly but surely. I mean, obviously the story has to play out, but you can see where it's going and where this may lead to the future for this tag team if the tag team stays intact. Not sure what the future holds for Tasha Steelz, but if the Great Hands stay intact, it could be a great sign for their future for the rest of 2025. And I know some people, including myself, are hoping for like a breakup and Jason Hotch getting that, that X Division push, that singles big push. But let's see where this goes. I did enjoy watching Skyler, and I saw some people comment like, "Oh, I didn't know he could talk." It's like,
Skyler. Well, they've had him be like the talk, like from degrading our favorite ring announcer David Penzer all that time to now, like he was the voice of the good to the Great Hands. But that's why I'm glad that Hotch is broken out and they've given him some more to do now. But still, like Skyler, this is, like I said, didn't think it was going to happen. He seemed like he might be that guy that just stays loyal to Ali regardless. But yeah, as Mayor's talking about it, like obviously talking about Hotch's wife and child, like there was a line. There was a line. You crossed the line. This is TNA.
Right.
You can cross the line, but there's going to be consequences.
Right. Yeah, and that's what Ali said
for you.
Oh man, whatever happened to him? He's doing all right. He's doing all right.
Did he wish TNA a happy birthday today?
Probably not.
That's Consequences, Creed. Hey, come on.
Yeah.
Lethal Consequences. Love it.
Oh man, that was a good team. That really was. Jay Lethal, one of a kind. He's one of the greatest. But yeah. So next week we're getting a match. I believe it's Ali versus John Skyler, and he said it's a call to arms match. I don't know what arms. I'm like, is he gonna shoot him? I'm like, are they gonna have a duel in the middle of a TNA ring and kablam? And it's getting crazy, Bill. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, and I know people are still talking in the chat, J-Bone. We've talked about it before. Who has press secretary Steele's been talking to on the phone?
Oh,
Who you going with?
I mentioned a couple things. I know some people are saying it's Cedric Alexander, and I'm trying to think of names that have been associated with Ali in the past, like his defunct stable from WWE during the COVID era. You know, they were all in black masks, and well, most of them have, you know, gone by the wayside, and the one guy went back to New Japan. Mia Kim went she went to TNA, and then she went back to WWE.
Oh, so you thinking Dijak? Feast your
I'm
eyes?
thinking it might be I would love to see Dijak come in. I would love to, but a lot of people are saying it's Cedric Alexander, but I don't know if Cedric Alexander has
don't hinder him, J-Bone. I've been calling for him to show up at some point. Don't hinder him.
Oh, I didn't think about him.
I feel that once again, I'm looking at that from some other perspectives, but I think that would be. Yeah. I feel that's the right move.
Yeah, that would be. I'd be fine with that. I know some people, you know, didn't like him and his, you know, world championship run. It's like, look, you got to look at the politics of what was going on with the WWE at the time, and on paper it may not have made sense, but you got to look at the big picture. And that is one guy that I will say that completely redefined himself in the ring, physically and on the mic. He may not be as top tier as a guy like John Cena by any means, or The Rock, but the guy improved himself. You know, when he was gone and then came back, he was, you know, he was different. He was a lot better. And so I'm fine with that. Him or Dijak, I'm good with that, because both would be great additions to TNA. You get a veteran like that in there, you know. So yeah, we'll see. Whoever. There's a lot of free agents out there, and I tell you what, man, this company's getting a plethora of them lately. Look at the Knockouts division, man. It's blowing up like crazy.
Loaded.
So
fully loaded.
Who is he? Antonio Baker says he signed the TNA PW Insider report. Who?
PW Insider report?
I don't know who he's talking about.
Got to be careful with those. Make sure it's a real.
Yeah, I don't.
PW Insider report, not a fake PW Insider report.
Antonio Baker, who are you talking about? Anyways, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we're gonna find out sooner rather than later. We'll see. All right, where are we here? Killer Kelly promo. Whoops, shit, just lost the earbud. Killer Kelly. And then we got music. It's like, you know, you tap it and it goes to the next song. Well, I got my Spotify on my computer. All of a sudden, oh, there's music.
Music, J-Bone.
Put the show to music. All right. Killer Kelly. She is coming for Masha's title. I'll say this. When she showed up last week, it was very hard for me to tell exactly what was going on. You know, was it a friendly, hey, she dropped the chains. What does that mean? It means the chains are off. What's going on here? Are you going to give her a hug? Are you going to give her a smooch? You're going to kick her in the face? What's happening here? Well, now we know. She's coming after that title because she feels like Masha really abandoned her, when they were both at their highest, as far as being a team together. So how much of a threat do you think Killer Kelly is to Masha at this point? I mean, she's got a whole division to look at, but
well, obviously these two know each other very well. Former tag team partners that know everything from MK Ultra, former Knockouts tag champs. So the history's there. It writes itself. So now obviously it's quick. Her going right back into there. So we'll see what winds up happening. But Killer Kelly, she's not messing around. She's going right after the big dog in the division, and we'll see.
Yeah. Antonio Baker's even saying that Sonya Deville's going to replace Santino. Man, I don't know where you're getting this stuff from, but I think it's very entertaining.
Well, I know there was reports of them being interested. I didn't hear anything about signing some of these people, but
and look, the Slammiversary is coming up. It's a great time to
But usually when there's smoke, there's fire. Like if there's a lot of rumblings to put it out there, that means it's close enough where there's a good chance it's going to happen. You don't go that far down the road unless it's pretty close to happening.
Right, because she was mentioned, and I'm sorry, I don't remember what name she goes by now. We say the artist formerly known as Sonya Deville. She was mentioned for the Invicta fights.
Yes.
That just happened. She was going to be on commentary or something. And so, yeah, I mean, there's a chance, Anthem's got Invicta, the connections, TNA always promotes it. So
you're telling me there's a chance.
It's always a chance. Yeah. So. Oh, yeah, and there's going to be a battle royal with the knockouts. Thank you, Mayor. The winner faces Masha at, I'm guessing at Slammiversary. She's got the title. Well, she's facing Killer Kelly next week. At least I think that's what is advertised.
Well, did they say actually for sure next week? Did they actually said
here.
it?
Okay, so this. Well, it's okay. So the match is advertised for tomorrow. So I don't know if they're going to show that live.
All right.
That's going to happen next week. But it's Masha Slamovich versus Killer Kelly for the TNA Knockouts World Championship. So it's going to happen within the next couple weeks. Whether next week or whatever. We may see it tomorrow night. I don't know.
You may. Only on TNA Plus.
Yes. Got a chance to see some great stuff because the lineup looks hot. It really does. So yeah, she's back for the title, and she's not playing footsie no more. Iceman is in the ring now, and he's just going after the crowd. Just getting that cheat.
Love the Iceman. We need some Iceman intel. Open invitation for the Iceman, a friend here of the show. We've had on more than once, and always welcome the Iceman, especially as he's getting bigger and better in his role with the
Concierge
Elegance brand.
Yeah, he really is. He's going above and beyond. It's hilarious. It really is. I mean, it's getting to the point where the crowd is like, chanting, Iceman sucks. Or it's like tonight on the show, I
He's
was like,
over,
oh my,
J-Bone.
that's a sign you're over. Yeah.
Like he's got the heat, and then like hometown man gets the cheers. But no, they're getting crowd reaction, and that's a big part of the business. So they're doing well. They're doing well right now.
Right. They're doing that's a sign of a lot of positivity right there. So you had Heather and Ash versus Masha and Ying Lee. And Ash actually pins Masha at the end of the match.
Yeah.
So I've got a feeling the road to Slammiversary is going to get quite bumpy for Masha.
Yeah, well, you got a lot involved here. You had Killer Kelly show up. But yeah, like obviously they went glitter bomb, J-Bone. They went glitter. The power of the glitter.
I saw, yeah, Heather did the glitter bomb on Ying Lee, I believe. It just like completely took her out. It's like, oh, the power of the glitter. So yeah, this is gonna be, I thought maybe this would be a thing where they would earn a tag match, but no, just the opposite.
Yeah, Ash with that win, hey, you got to put her in the Battle Royal. She's a contender to get that spot.
Yeah, well, or do you save that win for Slammiversary and make it like a triple threat? Because Ash is going to...
You could. A lot of contenders.
Ash is goofy, but she's smart. And with the Concierge and her whole team's crew, she's going to go after that title. Seeing stupid. She's going to go after the title. I know she is. So Masha might have her, Masha might have her hands full at Slammiversary. There might be a multi-knockout match. It might be a three-way.
I have a feeling it is going to be a multi-knockout match because Indy Hartwell's been on. She's been on a heater since coming on. Obviously, Ash with the big pin there. You got Killer Kelly. So, and then obviously there's still the red herring, Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of gotten
always
away from it the last few weeks. But yeah. It seems like she's more focused on Indy right now. And that's who she's going to be facing.
In the world is always a contender.
Yeah. So we'll see. But it's the Slammiversary for Masha is not going to be boring. I'll say that much. But I can't wait to see what happens. Gia Miller backstage with Inspiration, getting their opinion on everything. And I'm sure Inspiration is going to want to go after the title sooner rather than later.
The Inspiration. Are you inspired, J-Bone?
I am. More than ever before. Yeah, absolutely. We got the Bioflex injury report. And the only one I really made note of here was the first one. The other two were kind of like, they're just kind of, dinged up. They're banged up. Though they're not going to lose any significant time. Casey Navarro's got a dislocated knee. They said he's going to be rehabbing that. So that's going to take him out of action, which is, I think, is why they advertised just AJ Francis versus Santana next week when Santana, street fight.
AJ's going to the streets. And you know what's on those streets, J-Bone? That money. I
was going to say pavement, but okay.
That's on
I never seen those. I never see. I've seen the movies where streets are paved with gold, but you know,
I've been with people who found money out on the road.
Really,
where that money came from? Oh no, nefarious means is my guess.
I find change on the floor at my work every single shift. I got about $50 in a change jar. I gotta go take to the bank.
You gotta roll them up. You gotta put them in the sleeves.
People always wonder, why is he always sweeping the floors at work?
It's an investment opportunity.
That's right. A penny saved is a penny earned.
Ben Franklin folks here on the TNI show. Eyebrow.
That's right. Let's see. Santana's talk about next week. Santana's going to be back. And then he wants to bring out a very good friend of his, Tommy Dreamer. He invites Tommy Dreamer to the ring. The Tommy the Dreamer. And always, he hasn't been seen a lot lately, here and there, very sporadic, he's not out there going after titles, not really doing anything big. But he goes out there, and Santino's like, look, you saw what happened last week, and I needed to remind myself, but it was like, oh yeah, Mance Warner went after, and he clobbered Tommy, I believe it was, something to that effect. And he's like, Tommy, you want that match? I can pull some strings. Let's make it happen if you need it, if you want it to happen. Tommy's like, my time's passed. I don't need to go after anyone right now. I don't, that's not a high priority right now. Well, out comes Mance Warner. The Southern Psycho. Well,
and don't forget Steph DeLander.
Steph DeLander, yeah. And she's just getting Tommy all riled up. She's just pushing his buttons. And he's like, listen here, sweetheart. You better watch your mouth.
Whoa.
And then and Tommy just basically puts an exclamation point at the end of it, saying, it's not about me, it's about someone else. It's about someone else's time. And out comes the returning Jake something. And he goes after, yeah, something. He goes after Mance Warner, and I'm like, perfect. This is a perfect returning feud for Jake something. It's not, how do I say this?
Oh, Mansa, baby.
You're not throwing Jake something into like a huge title feud where where it's like predictable and it's gonna end the other way, where he's not gonna accomplish what he wants to. This is perfect. It's a perfect way to get him back. This can go either way. I like it. What do you think, Bill?
No, I think it is a good use of getting the return of Jake something. So good to see him back from injury. We knew he was doing some indie dates, so good to see him back now at TNA. And I know, like, obviously, I'll always have an affinity for Tommy as a original ECW guy. A lot of history with Tommy. Heck, I helped him during a match, J-Bone. So
you did.
You talk about old school rules. I got to go get the table. So I'll always support Tommy, and I think in the right settings can still make some sense. But this was a good way of using Tommy in a way to reintroduce Jake into this feud. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So maybe Tommy will even be in Jake's corner.
Maybe coaching him up.
Yeah. And
Coach Tommy.
I felt so bad for Jake, when he got injured, because he and Alexander Hammerstone seemed to be like on a roll. They put them together as a team, and then Hammerstone got injured, which was like the umpteenth time in TNA, unfortunately. And then he got let go. And then just very shortly after that, the same thing happened to Jake. Jake got injured, and he had to walk away for a while. And I didn't hear anything specific. I don't remember exactly what it was, but nonetheless, he's back. He looks healthy. He looks great. Hope he stays healthy. Do you think Tommy should stay as a kind of like a manager type for him? Or do you think he should stay in the background?
I would say, unless they put more of a storyline to it, sort of like when Tommy was the guy leading Eddie Edwards to his new character, I would say stay out, like background.
Okay. I'm just saying, because
Tommy's careful. If you're going to introduce it, you got to go into it. You got to have a story with it. You just don't have, because I'll give you the instance, J-Bone, because we were there sort of for it. The Ace Steel thing with Joe Hendry. Like, what was it? It never made any sense. Like, they just kind of threw it in there, I guess, for local pop. And then
in Chicago,
abandoned it immediately. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And he hasn't
didn't make any sense. There was really no reason. It was just like, hey, let's just throw this together without really a story. Here, like, obviously, he kind of brought him in. But remember, like, we saw Gail Kim do that, too, with Giselle. And it never really went much beyond that either. Like, it was just kind of a handoff, which is fine. You can do kind of a handoff. Like, obviously, you get these names from the past. If you can do something good and creative with them, once again, not just nothing, not just unless you're really going to do something. But I would say probably not, unless it's something of a grander scale.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I'm just thinking, because Tommy's a hell of a promo, no matter what.
Yes, he's a great promo. Great promo.
He can make the onions get cut in the room. He can do all sorts of stuff, So I'm just thinking, like, while maybe because Jake's gone back and forth with some stuff, hasn't been super great at promos. He can cut a promo, but I
don't disagree with you. But I just don't know if that's the right fit with Jake, unless they are evolving his character to be more of like a Tommy Dreamer style. I said, for Eddie, that was like a perfect type fit. They could have went even more down that road, I think. But for it, like, unless they're going to, we've talked multiple times about the deconstruction of Jake something from Cousin Jake, the Jake something. Are they going to do another pivot where he's slightly different? Then maybe you do involve Tommy. Like I said, I'd be on board with it as long as it's some kind of storyline and not just, we're just going to have Tommy Dreamer with you. They either cut promo, like no real connection other than that. Just throw them together. Sometimes that works in wrestling, but I think that's tougher and tougher to do today.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it really fits. And sometimes it's, all right. So next, Indy Hartwell confronts Tessa Blanchard.
That's big.
And this is interesting because for once, Tessa Blanchard seems to back down from Indy Hartwell. And that's a first since Tessa's come back to the company. Tessa Blanchard has been chewing everybody a new ear in all her promos, saying, I'm that bitch. I'm back. You're nobody. Go away. She's done this every week. And now all of a sudden, Indy Hartwell confronts her, and she's like, do you really want to do this right now? Like,
I'll tell you, Indy's getting under her skin, which is not easy to do with Tessa. Heck, I can vouch for myself. Like, obviously, I'm a supporter of Tessa. When she comes out, I always support her, always have. Been a fan of her before she even came to TNA. But like, obviously, she came out during that loop in Arizona, and I was cheering for her. But then Indy came on commentary, so I was also supporting her, gave her the thumbs up. And Tessa gave me grief. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, she's new. I got to be supportive. But it's not like I went anti-Tessa. I was just also supporting her.
Interesting.
But not. So you can tell, like, it's getting. She doesn't like this Indy Hartwell getting all this attention.
Yeah. Okay. That is very interesting.
She'll maintain her focus, Tessa. Because if she loses focus, it could be a problem.
Yeah, and it's as tough as Tessa is, and as much attitude as she's been giving. It's not like they just handed her the title. She's going through feuds, and she's just doing it one step at a time. She's
paying her dues. Like, she paid her dues on the Indies for a couple years.
Exactly.
Like, she was in Mexico on the Indies, and now she's back in TNA. And I think we all said that. I know I was advocating her return for quite a while, and most people thought it would never happen. It did happen, but then they'd be like, "Oh well, if she comes back, she can't just like." Like, first it was like, well, come on, she is a former world champion, not knockouts champion, world champion. Like, don't leave her in the knockouts division. Don't mess around with that. They haven't. It's been knockouts purely. She did get a title shot, not immediately, but early, but she didn't win it. So they're taking their time with Tessa. I think that's a calculated taking their time with Tessa, because it feels like once they peak her and she wins that title back, it could be a very long run. Like, she's going to rule the division like Deanna and Taya before her. It just feels like it will be one of those runs.
Well, and if you rush it, then it's like, what else are you going to do? You know, same
thing, Jordan, like,
you came
that's
back.
Kind of even Masha, like, she's had a long run right now. Like maybe she loses at a Slammiversary. But the knockouts champion, for the most part, there's normally a face of the knockouts division.
Right. And there's so many new and up and coming and veteran faces showing up now. It's not just Masha. It's Tessa, Inspiration, Killer Kelly's back. You've got these up and comers from the UK and that are turning heads. You got so much talent that,
and I'll tell you what, and then you even get and once again, because like I said, I don't think everything comes off on TV, but live, you notice the little things she does. Victoria Crawford has been a welcome addition by me. Like, I find her beyond entertaining.
She is. She's kind of like her old self. Like, she comes down to the ring and she's got that. It's kind of a silly. I call it a silly swagger. She still has that, which is great. And she's a veteran and she can help.
Got rid of that Robert Stone. Now sky's the limit.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah. So we'll see.
I'll just bring back the better half of the bromance. Jesse, come on back.
Ooh.
My short list of former T, like the people I want back from the old TNA days. Obviously, always EC3, always EC3. But Jesse.
There you go.
Future American Gladiator, Jesse.
That's right. I saw a picture. Is he on there?
He's one of the. Yeah, he's one of the. It's mainly wrestlers. There's a lot of wrestlers that are going to be on.
Yeah, Wardlow's on there. Jesse Goddard's. Miz is the host, so that's very interesting. And then I'm trying to think who I saw on the female side of it. Oh, Camille, former NWA, and she hasn't done a whole lot with AEW. That match.
Sadly, that's a lot of people. There's only room for one or two ladies in that division.
Yeah. Yeah, there's Miss Six Belts and how many belts you got?
I think she finally won one that mattered this past week.
It could be.
If any of those other ones matter.
I haven't been keeping up, and I'm like, 6 belts, really? Wow, that's really something. I'm still waiting on that action figure. The action figure's great.
Action figure.
Yeah, it was one of those exclusive, like the mail order ones we were talking about earlier. Yep.
I'm a fan of mail order.
Yeah. I won't open it on here though. So I'll save it for another show I do.
There you go.
Because they love but that other yeah, there you go. My Ramblers, I tell you, my Ramblers love Mercedes Moné, something they love her dearly. They really do.
Do they? Oh.
No. they can't stand her. So if I do an unboxing, it'd be like, look, and they're gonna be like, oh, you're fired. You know, they'll give me hell. It'll be hilarious.
J-Bone.
So
cut it out.
Exactly. I'm known to be a little controversial at times. All right. They gave a nice little promo about Moose winning at Triple Mania. He had quite the defense. My goodness. He defended his X Division title, and it wasn't like young X Division type stars of Lucha Libre. It was Joe Hendry. It was I can't think Dr. Wagner's kid? Hijo de Dr. I think he was one of them. And then El Macias. And he's got history with TNA too.
There you go.
He's been around for a long time. So he's been rearing his head a lot in AAA lately. Still in great shape. I'm trying to think what did they call him? They called him something like they called him like Judas or something.
Mm-hmm.
Way back in TNA. And he had a business manager with him. Father
James.
He had Father James with him. And he had that rivalry against Abyss. I can't thank you. Critical Sting. My man. Judas Macias.
Yeah, Judas Macias.
I was close. I had the pieces.
Then in Lucha Underground, he was Mil Muertes.
That's right. He was Mil Muertes in that.
He was the face. He was the logo.
He was
the Gary West of Lucha.
He was one of the main guys, along with Jeff Cobb playing Cueto, the monster Cueto.
No, the monster brother
Montaza Cueto. Yeah,
Montaza. Gotta get the Montaza there.
Brother to the owner. Yeah. So,
El Jefe.
El Jefe. who I think is still part of
He's
MLW.
MLW. He's kind of running the MLW show. So that's one of my great joys is supporting El Jefe. I would take an El Jefe TNA run, man. I'm a fan.
I tell you what, I would love to meet him sometime. I was a huge fan of his in that show. Oh, the way he would just scream at the beginning of matches was just epic. And then what's funny is people started doing some research on him. And we were finding like old commercials that he would do for just like average companies.
Yeah, he's
an actor.
100% an actor. 100% an actor. They're like,
they brought him in. And it just stuck, man.
Sometimes it happens.
It's one of the greatest.
I have to go back, but I believe like former TNA World Champion Magnus, Nick Aldis. I think he was just an actor that kind of just got into it. Like he just kind of like fell into the wrestling business at one point. Like
he was one of those American Gladiator guys, wasn't he?
Yeah. That's what he was. I think he was doing like acting jobs, got into that, and then that kind of just went from that to wrestling. Like sometimes you just fall into these things.
LA Knight did a ton of acting too, commercials and stuff. Yeah, it's wild.
All part of the game.
It is. It's all part of the wrestling journey. All right, and then that goes into the system match here. We got JDC and Eddie Edwards against Matt Cardona, and who is gonna be Matt Cardona's tag team partner in this match? And out comes your hometown man, one of your new favorites, Bill, I think.
Oh yeah, it's his hometown.
It is. It's his hometown, and I mean, we'll maybe we'll have a different hometown man show up in Pittsburgh.
We'll see. Like I said, they were toying with this idea on Explosion with Jake Painter, where it was subtle, but it's like he was from wherever they were taping.
Yeah.
But he was not successful in his matches. But hometown man is winning the matches. So I'm hoping that's the gimmick, that he is his hometown is wherever the company is.
Yeah.
It wasn't a one-off.
So they get the win here over Eddie Edwards and JDC. And
the system not happy. Eddie Edwards might have to have another system meeting of the minds where they're not picking up their weight. They're struggling.
The most interesting part where the guys went nose to nose and started fighting was Matt Cardona face to face with Brian Myers.
Oh yeah,
was like
they got history.
They got a podcast. It's like,
they do got a podcast.
They buy figs.
It's all about that itch. Got to scratch that itch.
That fig life, baby. Oh man. Well, they get the beat down for their troubles, and because of just the numbers, the numbers are against them. No one comes to save them, Bill. It's sad.
No.
No one's backing the hometown man or Matt Cardona here. So we'll see. Maybe things will change in Pittsburgh. We'll see. But man, Cardona and the hometown man get a win, but it's not their night. It's not their night. Kaz on commentary for the main event. This was a lot of fun, Bill. What did you think about this main event? We had the Champions Challenge. We had the Rascalz with Trey and Zach, Leon Slater, Elijah, and Hendry versus Maclin, all the champs. The Nemeth brothers, Moose, and Trick Williams.
Yeah, a lot of champs, but you could kind of tell though, are they going to be on the same side? Like, are the champs going to be able to work together? Could they coexist? And I think the answer was no, J-Bone.
Oh no!
Right from the outset, you knew there was some miscommunication going on Team Champs. As Critical Sting says, poor Maclin. How was he going to get along with the egos on this team?
Maclin had a rough night. Well, and what's even more interesting is when, I don't know if you noticed this. Well, you were down there, so I'm guessing you did notice this. Because they showed it on TV. The camera was right there. When the Nemeth brothers came down, Moose came down, and he was standing next to him. And then Trick Williams came down, TNA champ.
Tricky Williams.
Trick and A. Trick and A. He walks around them, goes up to Ryan Nemeth. Ryan Nemeth acknowledges him. You know, I don't mean like that. I'm just, like, hey, you're on the team. All right, cool. A little high five. He goes up to Ryan Nemeth, and Ryan Nemeth gives him the cold stare from hell. Like, you're on my team, but I want nothing to do with you. It's like, oh, correct. Because, well, if you guys saw this a few weeks ago in an interview on Busted Open Radio, Nick Nemeth is pissed that someone else he is PO'd.
An outsider
has a title. Yeah. He is not happy, and there's a lot of people, Kaz is another one. He's like, this never would have happened if I was champ. Never. What are you going to do? Every dog has their day, So yeah, that was very interesting. You knew that there were going to be some problems there right off the bat. But yeah, Maclin gets a pop. Everyone else, not so much. But yeah, this was absolutely wild. Hendry, obviously very, very popular. He gets some ring time with Nemeth. Slater obviously gets some time with Moose. Tag team action going on. Elijah gets some time. This was all over the place. This was so much fun.
Yeah, and obviously big win for all the challengers, so gives them some extra momentum as they're going after the champions. So definitely building up the challengers, which I think usually that's what you see in these matches. If you're just going to make the champs look even stronger, that's not what you want to really come away with. You want to see the challengers look like a threat to the champions, and that's what happened in this. So yeah, no, it's a good main event. These are fun tag matches because there's going to be a tough road for all these big egos to work together, and obviously the All-Stars were able to get along better, and that got them the win. But obviously you had a lot of people barely interested in continuing, and then other ones that wanted to wrestle, like Maclin wanted to keep getting in there. No one would tag him.
Yeah. Terrence asking here, did TNA announce another Slammiversary match tonight? They didn't officially announce any matches, but we're on the road to Slammiversary, and you can tell that there's rivalries brewing. Like, for example, the perfect setup, Tommy Dreamer bringing back Jake something. There's going to be a Jake something Mance Warner match coming up sooner, probably rather than later. I'm hoping it's Slammiversary and not at the tapings. I'm hoping they let this brew and really build it up, and don't just throw them both in a match and then, oh, okay, well, that was fun. What are you going to do now? I'm thinking that's got a lot of potential for Slammiversary. the knockouts. There's a ton of stuff in the works for the knockouts that we talked about during the excuse me, the review tonight. Masha's gonna have her plate full. I think she's gonna end up in a multi-knockout match. Tag team, kind of hard to tell where that's gonna go. It's even kind of hard to tell where this is all going with Trick Williams. But it's all gonna come together in the next 4 weeks. So the next couple of days for Bill are gonna be very entertaining, I'm guessing.
There will be. There's a lot of obviously everything here is going to affect Slammiversary because these are the final shows. So
in Pittsburgh,
should have a good idea of what's going to be happening as soon as tomorrow live on TNA Plus, because this is a unique thing where you're going to see next Thursday's show tomorrow if you have the app. But probably just to stick with everything, we'll probably do the official review for the whole audience, the worldwide audience on Thursday. But definitely tune in, get that sneak peek, see what the road to Slammiversary really is going to look like tomorrow in Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah.
Pittsburgh Pop.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to see it live. So I don't know if they're going to keep it on there or if it's not going to be a thing where we'll see how quick they get rid of it. You know, if it's just live and that's it, or we'll see. Hopefully I can watch it when I get home, but I don't think my chances are very good. So, but even then, we'll do the normal review next week. It'll just be interesting to see what happens. So,
oh yeah.
But yeah, so that's the show. The challengers did get.
Challengers got the win.
The challengers got the win. They stood tall. So we'll see what happens. And hopefully Elijah will make the show. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, yeah. Pittsburgh. Gotta put it together.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully he's not hurt too bad. But yeah. So that's it. Any last thoughts, Bill, before we get out of here?
Nah, the road to Slammiversary is upon us. And for some, it's going to be a bumpy ride. For others, it's going to be some smooth sailing. But for all of us, it's going to culminate in hopefully the biggest crowd in TNA history in Long Island 1 month from now. So looking forward to it, J-Bone. It's a big build. I know I heard rumblings of like, hey, there's some big things planned. Obviously, the only thing we really know right now is the X Division title match. We have some ideas where some things look like they're leading, but I feel like we're going to start getting some answers to these questions on this show. So looking forward to it. I think we're going to see some fallout tomorrow. That's why they're going live. I got to imagine there's some kind of surprise built in there. That's why you want to go live on the app. Like there's going to be something that's going to get people talking tomorrow.
Something newsworthy. Yeah.
Something newsworthy. So stay tuned for that. Like something they knew would break since it's a tape show. So they want to put it out there and get ahead of it.
Oh, yeah.
So there will be something. Will it be
there you go.
Title change, a debut? Something's going to happen. So stay tuned for that.
Very possible. Very possible. All right. Well, thank you, Bill. And thank you all for joining us tonight. Make sure on your way out, make sure you check out all the links in the description. Go check out the merch pages. Go check us out on social media. Follow us on there so that you know when we're promoting stuff and we're going live. And smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications. Why? So that you know when more of our content hits your screen or your ears. Go check us out on audio too. That reminds me, I got to update this week's audio. My apologies for last week. I was behind on things. So, but everything's current except for this week. This week's audio will be up within the next 24 hours or so. So, all right. Much love, everyone. We'll see you soon.